in video and audio. So for the speakers that have agreed to have your presentations recorded, please make sure you speak around the microphone here. And for the audience, whoever wants to make any questions, please make sure you approach the microphone at the front of the room. Thank you. To get started, our first presentation is from Tony Warner from Worley Parsons. The title of the presentation is Keeping Pace with the Times, Worley Parsons Innovation for Lower Capital Mining and Projects. Tony got his PhD in metallurgical engineering at the Royal School of Mines in England in 1970. He joined Inco and for the next 35 years worked at all of Inco's smelters in various senior roles. After retiring in 2005 from Inco, he commenced active retirement by joining HG Engineering in October 2005. On the same day, it was bought by Worley Parsons. He is currently the principal metallurgical specialist at the Worley Parsons Minerals and Metals office in Toronto. Please join me to welcome Tony.
So it is good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure for me to present this paper, which Phil just arrived in time, is co-authored by Phil Mackey, an old colleague of mine from Noranda, Falconbridge, and now Xstrata, who works with me now part-time at Worley Parsons, and also Niraj Dave, who came to Worley Parsons having worked prior to that at Vale. First couple of slides are just going to give you a brief background on Worley Parsons, which is headquartered in Australia. It has four main sector groups, which is, try that, there we go, wrong button, is infrastructure and environment, power, minerals and metals, and hydrocarbons. And the red dots indicate the offices that Worley Parsons has around the world globally. In 41 countries, 137 offices. But my co-authors and I come from the Minerals and Metals group in Toronto. Here we go. Worley Parsons' experience cover all phases of an asset life cycle. And we define these as identify, wrong button again. Here we go. Identify, evaluate, define, execute, and operate. So the first three are at increasing levels of engineering effort to select the concept. And after the project is sanctioned, then it moves to detail engineering, construction, startup, and finally operation. Our business lines, which is here, we've divided into, or Worley Parsons divided into select, deliver, and improve, where select is the first 2.5 phases, deliver is phase 3 and 4, and improve is after the plant is built to support and improve the assets. After the recent global turndown, it appears that the metals and minerals industry has emerged from the recent recession with good prospects, and that the world may be entering a new long-term growth cycle with some short-term disruptions, as we're seeing. But unchecked, project costs in future are going to escalate. And the key for good capital mining and metallurgical projects is a realistic CapEx, OpEx, and schedule up front, and controlling risks to the overall project during all stages of the project, and especially during the construction, startup, and operational stages. Yesterday we heard about challenges to the mining industry and about commissioning and startup stories of both successes and failures. Today we're going to talk about the following approaches towards mining and metallurgical projects for lower capital and operating costs. And these are embedded economics, which is overall project sustainability analysis from the onset, modularization in design and construction, global procurement management, work share and high-value engineering, and process optimization. Our customers are some of the largest energy producers and consumers in the world. The cost of energy is increasing, and the cost of environmental compliance both have a huge impact on our clients. Economics, not economics, is WorleyPaterson's proprietary response and includes tools to address all the issues associated with climate change. Profitable sustainability is helping clients optimize and balance financial, social, and environmental outcomes. It's a practical approach in this changing environment which attempts to monetize these issues, deliver innovative technical solutions, and to remain profitable while dealing with the change. We have a wide range of capabilities within our organization directly related to sustainability. In this way, we can help customers find a sustainable, optimum project design and help avoid regulators and other stakeholders pushing for options which are too costly but yield lower overall benefit, especially if you go too far beyond the point of diminishing marginal returns. I'm now going to talk just briefly about modularization, which for some projects will, and obviously it depends on location, can offer significant cost reductions and efficiently use people with less on-site labor, lower costs, and improved safety. So I'm showing here a couple of examples. I got another one on the next page. The Red Dog Mine is an older modularization project in the last decade and included 9 modules which ranged from 1,000 to 2,000 tons each. That were made in Korea, assembled in the Philippines, and barged across the Pacific to Alaska. The one on the right there shows a large skid mounted module, about 3,000 tons, that was shipped by sea and canal to California. A more recent project with Vale Brazil is being done through our Edmonton office Supermodule Group for the Brazilian iron ore project. And it's a major modular strategy for the construction of the entire plant with fabrication, assembly, and offshore yards and transportation by river and road to the mine site for final assembly. Being a global company, for larger projects, all aspects of procurement services, whether they are supplier, sourcing, procurement project procurement, purchasing, logistics, coordination, expediting, site material control, or inspection services, can be applied. But obviously, this has is scaled back for smaller projects. But some areas with specialization, these can be applied to any project, to even smaller projects. WorleyPaterson's high-value execution centers provide access to a large pool of skilled resources to deliver projects in line with our customers' costs, schedules, and quality technical requirements. These prove their capability to our clients around the world, and these include modularization where practicable and use of standard design. Services are typically centered on detail engineering with all disciplines. And for example, we have a very large office in Beijing in China with a strong talent base. Something else we do very much in our company is something called WorkShare, which allows us to capitalize on our global experience, resources, and energy to add significant value to our customers, our business, and our personnel. It uses the best talent for a particular job and covers key disciplines and detailed engineering work. And it can access large staff in China, South America, and India, etc., which also lowers our costs lowers costs and accesses those regions. It also accesses specialized people and groups around the world to participate in projects. For example, our port design people reside in Vancouver, Singapore, and in the Middle East. So it depends where the project is, and if a port is part of the project, it can be accessed, and that team can be applied to that part of the project. So let's talk about existing plants. These are all mainly greenfield, brownfield, big projects, but in an existing plant, there's a lot of opportunity to reduce OPEX or future CAPEX. Plant optimization is required for organic growth and improved profitability. And this can include process technology reviews, audits, and technical studies, process simulations and trade-off studies. And it's a good idea, and it's taking good ideas and developing good business cases so that if these ideas are merited, they can be implemented. Also, energy surveys is an extremely valuable exercise. They will identify the key energy contributors and identify opportunities for reduction in energy consumption or heat recovery. With high-level quantification and prior setting of the opportunities, it is not difficult to find these opportunities, which can be significant and can be often implemented at low cost. And they can generate significant savings. And I've, for one, have just completed one of these exercises for a major client last week. Test work, another area is test work assistance, where a client need help in moving forward on a project where they have a lot of uncertainties requiring test work, or debottlenecking. And this can help define the best equipment selection, define the process changes and challenges, and identify risk, safety, and environmental issues. So when one combines all these approaches for a mine, for an example, for a mine processing plant, project direct costs and infrastructure can be reduced through things like WorkShare, global procurement, high-value engineering, and indirect costs in EPCM through modularization, etc. So that the bottom line is the overall project cost can be can lower both the operating and the capital operating costs. Okay, thank you. See, I told you.
Right. Are there any questions for Tony? Got a few minutes. Nope. All right, if there's nothing else or any comment for Tony, then let's thank him for his very good presentation.